Maybe you've heard the saying that rejection can be God's redirection. And maybe at the time that does not give you any comfort, because rejection hurts when you want something and it's not reciprocated, or you get broken up with in a relationship that you thought could work. It's really painful because you can't understand it. But I want to encourage you that God's redirection is quite amazing. And I've experienced this personally in my life, where God has almost like slammed a door in my face. I'm sure that's not the visual, but that's kind of how I felt at the time. I felt like I was running towards something and God just kind of intervened and was like, nope, this isn't the right time. This isn't the right decision. This isn't the right person. And I'm really grateful that God's done that, right? Because sometimes I think I have been too stupid to know the right decision to make myself. But in doing that, God has really redirected and reoriented my life. And that's been difficult. There's definitely been growing pains because, you kind of have a trajectory and you feel like you know where you're going. This is your path from A to B. And then suddenly God puts you on this crazy diversion. But I will say that in my own personal experience, anytime God has done that, there has been so much fruit on the other side of that. So as much as it might sound cheesy, truly rejection is redirection. Because if you're not for someone, that means that someone was not for you. And a lot of us these days have dating anxiety, not just because we're scared of getting rejected ourselves, but maybe we're scared of rejecting others. So I think it's really important for us to learn to be courageous, to learn to take chances, and to be humble enough to take a no well. If someone else isn't feeling it, that's okay, because that doesn't change my own self-worth or my own value. And that means that it just wasn't the right fit. And just as important as it is to be able to take a no on the chin, we also need to learn how to say no and express no well too. When we are rooted in our own self-worth, that means the way that we treat other people as well as ourselves is always with respect and dignity. That means that we're always helping to build up other people and not break them down, ensuring that other people's confidence and also our own stays intact. And I think when we operate from this level of, dignity and respect, when we are either, rejecting someone or being rejected, it doesn't need to be the end of the world for either party, and no one's self-confidence needs to be lost or to be lessened. So let's start by learning how to say no well. Because I know there's a lot of talk on the internet out there with women complaining that men aren't asking them out, and we're all Googling like, how do we drop the hanky? How can we, drop hints and allow guys to know that we're interested so they ask us out? Well, a step before that is saying no well, because every time a man does have the courage to ask you out, or you have the courage to ask a man out, that takes a certain level of oomph in you, right? Like you really have to be gutsy and just do it. And if that's not received nicely, whether the answer is yes or no, if it's just received in a rude manner, a manner that can just hurt you, then you're less likely to ask someone again. So it's really important when someone is asking you on a date and they're taking a leap of faith to ask you, that you answer in a way that builds them up. Even if that answer is no, I'm not interested, because you have to think I need this person to leave this scenario, this interaction with me still feeling confident and intact, so that they are strong enough and courageous enough to ask someone else. Because the next person they ask might be a big resounding yes, even if you were a no. By saying something like, no thank you, I don't see this going past friendship, but I really appreciate you asking me and being so purposeful, so intentional in the ask. Or, no thank you, I don't personally see you like that, but I really appreciated the way you asked me. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it kind. That's really the best response, and you want to be absolutely clear, always lead from a place of clarity and communication, because you don't want that other person to be second guessing. I think it can be tempting to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy that weekend. But if you're not ever going to say yes to them, whether it's next weekend, a weekend in a month's time, that's not clear. You're not actually telling them the truth. You're leaving them in a place of ambiguity, and they might just think you genuinely are busy when actually you're not interested. Being able to graciously receive someone's no is also a really good sign that you trust God, because you're saying to God, God, I know that you never reject me. I know that you only redirect me. So, thank you for this clear message. So, when someone does say no, like, yes, our pride and our ego can be a bit hurt, or if someone says, oh, I just don't see you like that, or I don't see the point in pursuing it. Yes, the initial gut-wrenching reaction is, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me, or like, oh no, I like them, or I thought this was going somewhere. But just be gracious, take it with dignity, don't lose your own dignity, because no one else can take that from you, and just trust God. This wasn't the one, and that's okay. Everyone is free, and it frees you and the other person up. Ultimately, every person deserves to feel like the first choice. We don't want to feel like anyone's backup option. So when we do find someone who is clear with us, with their intentions, and that we are their ideal choice, that is something to be, reverenced and really appreciated. I want to be chosen in the same way that God has chosen each one of us. So there is something very affirming in your own confidence and your own dignity when you can kind of say that, and you can take rejection and be like, okay, water off a duck's back. Remember that rejection is survivable. And we've all been there. I doubt there is one person watching this who hasn't had some form of rejection and felt that sting and survived it. When bad things happened in the past, it means that we have gotten through it. So if you are going through this right now, you will be able to bounce back and be even better, even stronger, and to know that this should not touch like how you see yourself or your own self-esteem. Respect that we're all different. We have different alignments. Not all of us are attracted to the same person, thank God, because that would be really scary and really competitive. And ultimately, it only takes one person to say yes to us, the right person. And all the rest just don't matter. If we redefine rejection as redirection, it loses its power. It's suddenly not this super scary thing. And that will free us and invigorate us into taking more chances, because who knows? There are probably some couples that are gonna happen because someone took a chance, someone took a risk, someone asked them out, because they weren't afraid of rejection. Because when someone rejects me, it doesn't touch my value. Like, it just wasn't meant to be. And it's only my pride and my ego that's gonna get hurt. And if this person is gonna reject me and then suddenly start gossiping about it or something, that's on them. That's their character flaw, that's not on me. So I hope that this has been somewhat encouraging, and that more of you will be unafraid to just say how you feel if there's someone that you like and you'd like to tell them. Or, be unafraid of saying no if you feel like one of your friends likes you and might ask you out. Having that knowledge equipped that you can deliver a no with kindness and respect, and in a way that's not going to break them down. And that can also continue to maintain a friendship as well. And if you'd like to find more content about dating from a Christian perspective with Jesus at the heart and center, don't forget to subscribe to Salt's YouTube content. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye everyone.